All right, in this video, we are going to make a background for your phone, and that background will have simple geometric shapes with a gradient colored effect. So you may have seen something like this. Android phones usually have this a lot. Some people get this type of background for their iPhone. It's just a general fun background. But the first thing you have to do is choose the phone that you have. There's a lot of standard iPhones, Samsungs here, iPads as well. If you have a different phone and yours isn't here, you could Google the size. You could see that the iPhone 10, which is what I'm going to use, is 1125 by 2436 pixels. So if you have the 12, for instance, that's not on here, you could say Google that, or just pick one of these. I'm going to name it geometric background, and the background color can be white. All right, so this is my blank canvas that we're going to start with. The first thing that we want to do is add a color gradient effect to it. So down here, you'll see the new adjustment layer. Oh, again, in the way. If I keep getting in the way, I'll just delete this. But gradient fill is what we're looking for. Now, gradient fill, the gradient is now fading from black to white. And there's a few different things that you can change. So linear, you can have radial, angled, where it starts at this angle, which is 60, goes down to 1 or 0. Reflected, and then a diamond pattern. I have been doing radial, but you can choose whichever one you want. The angle here, you can see that if I turn that, it changes where the gradient is coming from. So I want my bottom left corner to be one color and then my upper right corner to be another. So about 45 degrees, it doesn't matter. Scale, off X and off Y axis. I'm going to leave those as is, but I'm just going to show you what would happen if I change them. And again, you can play around with this. The scale, the closer you go to 10, you see the more stark that contrast is, versus all the way up at 500, it's just a gray. So this one actually you should probably leave around 100, maybe up to like 120. Off X and off Y axis, this just shifts it left to right and up and down. That's it. Now, this is all black and white. Now we're going to get into the fun stuff. So the gradient, if I click on this box, it pops up with this gradient from black to white. I'll start over here. I'm going to click on this box right there down at the bottom. Click this one right here. And now I can choose a color. This is really where you get a ton of freedom to play around with the colors. I'm going to go, a nice pink, nice red. Sure, I'll do that. And then on the other side, I'm going to click this white box, click in here again, and I want red going to, I actually like that. Yeah. Now that's two colors. You could do two colors. I would suggest adding a third, possibly a fourth, and that's what we're going to do right now. This is the two extremes, but if I click in the middle, it will just automatically make it another box for me. And fucking go in between there. I don't know. Just going to find a color that kind of works. I don't want to go, would a pink or a purple work? That's not terrible. And not sure about a green in there, but yellow. So you can see there's a lot of different choices here. I'm going to, I think I can delete, yep, I can just delete that one. So now I can drag this a little bit and we're good. If I want to, I'm going to put myself down here now. If I want to close this, I'm just going to click the properties button. And now this is where we are starting from. Next, what we're going to do is start to draw shapes and then blend those colors together. But first, I need to merge these two layers. So I'm going to right click on the gradient layer that I just made and merge down. Now, I need to go into my lasso tools, and I'm going to use polygonal lasso tool. I have been doing this with triangles. Triangles I think look the best, but I mean, if you want to play around with a different type of polygon, you could. I'd prefer if you didn't just do squares, because they're just very regular. Triangles look really good, maybe a diamond pattern. But anyways, I'll start with right in the middle. Just going to select a random triangle. Now I'm going to go up to Filter, Blur, and then Average. And then I'm going to hit Control D to deselect. And I'm going to zoom in by pressing Control plus. And now you can see that in that triangle, it just made an average blur from the color. So now I'm still back in my polygonal lasso tool. I'm going to make another triangle next to this first one. Filter, Blur, Average. Control D to deselect it. And you can start to see what's going on here. So now I'm going to just continue to repeat this pattern. It doesn't have to be, I messed up on that triangle there, made it more of a polygon, but you can just keep making simple geometric shapes. And in the filter, it gets some tiresome to just go back into filter and select that option from the menu. So if you look in filter, you'll see the top option says last filter, Alt Control F. I'm going to click out and I'm going to press Alt Control F. And right in that shape, it does the blur effect for me. So now I can just go around, selecting a triangle. Come on. You have to hit right on that spot. There we go. Control Alt F, Control D, Control Alt F, Control D, and I start to repeat this pattern and make the entire drawing. Some that I've already done. Let's see, this one has been completed, and you can see that I've did a ton of different triangles. I did different colors, obviously. I overlaid it in a couple of different ways. Just trying to move around without making myself sick. Oh no. So just different overlays of different triangles. I did some long and skinny triangles that go up and down. This bottom one went left to right. This is another one with 3 different colors. I did a green, a blue, and then a white in the middle. And then another green and blue one. So you can see that the more time you put into choosing the colors and then making those triangles, you can get some pretty cool effects. So when you're done, you're going to export this as a JPEG. Remember, I'll do that from this one. File, export as JPEG. And then that photo is going to be submitted onto Google Classroom. If you have any questions, feel free to email me and ask me. Have a great day.